let that sink in a little bit there. The Moncton Wildcats of the QMJHL have won 7 in a row. That's a CHL best at the moment. That has put them at the number 1 spot after just straight domination from the London Knights. Also joining in there in this QMJHL, the Blainville Boybrand Armada made their debut in the top 10 at number 10. Fellow QMJHL member and this year's Memorial Cup host, the Rimouski Oceanic, checked in at 3. In addition to London at 2, the Kitchener Rangers at 7 and the Brantford Bulldogs at 9. But we got to talk about the Spokane Chiefs team. They checked in at 5, Medicine at 6, Everett at 4, and the Calgary Hitmen at 8. Spokane, though, Berkeley Catton, WHL Player of the Month. I mean, that kid has been putting up insane numbers. It was the first time this season he has received the honor. He's tallied 13 goals and 21 assists for 34 points in 13 games. Spokane went 10, 1, 1, and 1 in February. May not be as impressive as that guy Gavin McKenna with Medicine Hat, but could we be seeing a Spokane Chiefs Medicine Hat Tigers WHL final? I think it is very, very likely. I still think the London Knights might be my number 1 team coming out of it, being number 2 in the CHL at the moment. I think they're going to win the Memorial Cup, but maybe Rimouski has home ice magic. We'll see what happens there. The Rookie of the Week came from the Eastern Conference as well in the WHL in the form of Red Deer Rebels Luke, and I'm probably going to butcher this, my apologies, Blueswick. Hopefully that's how you say it. The 2025 draft-eligible blue liner led all first-year players with a goal and 4 assists for 5 points in 2 games. Pretty impressive there. Red Deer, they like a physical style of play, but obviously they can score when they need to. But later in the day on Tuesday, it was announced Savin Verk of the Tri-City Americans received WHL Rookie of the Month honors. Tri-City, by the way, has clinched a playoff spot. He scored 9 goals and 8 assists for 17 points in 11 games. We have some older news, though, that we want to touch on. It was announced that the Kelowna Rockets and the Medicine Hat Tigers will play 2 preseason contests next season in Whitehorse, Yukon. So we obviously there are quite a few players that hail from that area, so it's kind of a homecoming for some of them probably. And it'll be interesting to see how that region recepts it, being the first time back since 2011, February 12th. But of all of the teams that are clinching playoff spots in the WHL, 4 have clinched in the Eastern Conference and 5 in the West. As of Wednesday night, it was possible that a few teams in the West could clinch, as well as in the East, possibly. But the Portland Winterhawks were one of those teams that had the ability to clinch. We'll keep you posted on that in next week's episode. But it'll be interesting, the kind of speculation that I mentioned at the start of today's show is with 2 new teams likely coming into the WHL over the course of the next 2 seasons, one next season with Penticton and likely Chilliwack the following season. How are we going to balance out the playoffs? Because both those teams will be in the West, and they'll both be in the BC division. So it'll be interesting to see how they maybe split up the BC division, maybe in Eastern BC and Western BC, or if they just do straight up conferences, which I don't imagine they'll do for playoff sake. But it'll be interesting to see, especially next season, having an odd number of teams before Chilliwack probably comes in. So definitely something to keep your eye on as the seasons go along, especially over the off season, which will keep you posted on that news. But very interesting times nonetheless. So we'll keep you posted on all of that, and as teams clinch, we'll give you a bigger playoff picture as the weeks go by. We'll see you in